The way that you've been studying your whole life is misserving you. Here are 4 foolproof, data-supported methods for studying that you need to start doing immediately. Stick around to the end for a bonus fit. Stop reading the textbook and then calling it studying. My name is Keith. I've been teaching for 20 years. I have a master's in education, a bachelor's in psychology, and I'm currently working towards my PhD in psychology. Number 1, and yes, I promise this is true, while you're studying for something, you should never study in the same location every single time that you're studying. You need to vary the locations that you are studying in. If you drive a really hard study session at home, like behind a desk, the next time that you go study for that same topic, move to the couch, move to the kitchen, move to a cafe, go into a park. You have to change up the locations that you are studying in. Are you going to be taking that test at your desk? No. So you're kind of training your mind already to be flexible enough to recall that information in any new location that you're going to find yourself. Go to a Starbucks, go to a friend's house, whatever it is, you need to change locations. You may have heard of the Pomodoro Technique at this point, but it is backed by so much science. This is hard. I know it's hard. You need to start paying attention to this. So every 20 to 25 minutes that you're studying or you're working on something, you got to give yourself a break. Stand up, walk around, go get something to drink, or grab a snack or something. But every 20 to 25 minutes, you're going to start, your performance and your efficacy is going to start to go down pretty quickly, pretty sharply. Stretch, do a couple jumping jacks, come back to it. Your mind is going to be refreshed and ready to refocus. Number 3, and I love this one because I've had many students do this in the past and it always ends up being not only effective, but hilarious at the same time. If you're trying to memorize a whole bunch of terms, or like for my students, they were trying to memorize different regions of the brain, but some of those words are not things that students really have any much experience with. Like, when have you ever heard the term amygdala in your regular life? So it's kind of hard to anchor that term to anything other than just that term. And your brain does not love to use just words, especially unfamiliar words, as anchors for memory. What your brain likes to use is things that it kind of already is familiar with, or it's really familiar with. If you have a song that you know so well, a song that you love, a tune that you love, start replacing the lyrics with the things that you're trying to memorize. It's already a tune that you're already familiar with, and all you're doing is substituting some words, the original lyrics, with the thing that you're trying to memorize. So your brain already has an anchor now. And the more that you sing that song, especially if it's a catchy one, you're not going to forget those terms. Number 4, retrieval practice. So if you're going to go into any sort of game, sport, or performing art, you need to rehearse before you get to the game time. You know what I mean? Before the curtain goes up, you need to practice and practice and practice being in that moment. Practicing as if there were people there, as if the opposing team was already on the opposite side of the field as you. Why wouldn't you do the same? Why wouldn't you think the same thing applies when we're talking about tests? Find any resource you can that has practice questions from the thing that you were trying to study, whether you get it off of the internet, you find it in your book, you get your hands on some old tests from years past, or you can ask ChatGPT to start to generate them for you. Practice answering those questions using your own brain. Do not look up the answer. Practice reaching back into your long-term memory and trying to pull out the correct information. Even if it's wrong, probably especially if it's incorrect. Once you finish the entire test, go find the correct answer, return back to the test. The things that you got wrong, like the answers that you put that were incorrect, and now you have the correct answer, I want you to try to close the gap between the two. This is where your understanding was, and this is what the actual answer was. Where did you go wrong, and how can you march yourself closer and closer to the correct answer? That in and of itself is game changing. Practice, practice, practice. And number 5, here's your bonus. If you're studying psychology, if you're studying sociology, any of the behavioral sciences that are out there, I want you to take each one of the terms, each one of the concepts, even as far as brain regions are concerned, and I want you to apply it to your own personal life. One thing I would do with my seniors is I would give them all the parts of the brain, and I would say, I want you to tell me how the medulla helps you when driving a car. What does your amygdala do to assist you while you're driving a car? If it's something like sociology and you're talking about manipulation or you're talking about persuasion, where have you seen it in the real world? The closer that things are related to you personally, you have to remember you are your brain's favorite subject. You are your brain's favorite subject. So if you start to tie the things that you need to remember to, in some way, shape, or form, you as a person in your own daily life, your brain's going to just gobble it right up and it's going to want to remember it. Those are my tips. Change your location every so often while you're studying. Take a break every 20 to 25 minutes. Turn some more difficult concepts into a song. Practice retrieving all of the information on a mock test. And if you're studying a social science, make sure you try to tie each one of the things, especially the stuff you're having trouble with, into your own personal life. Your best bet is to combine all 5 of these. Let me know in the comments below which one of these you use. And if you have any others, please post them in. If you like this type of content, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be pumping out stuff like this all year long.